Hi guys, it's Ani from Create Your Future, and I have a beautiful success story today. I'm also going to be talking about like reacting, anxiety, do's and don'ts. I'm going to be talking about all of that, and I'm going to talk about purging as well because I saw a lot of people wanted in the comments and other videos for me to talk about purging. So should we start the video with a success or should we do it towards the end? Okay, let's start with the success because it's an amazing story. It's literally from being in a committed relationship to her SP. They broke up. SP married an ex, and then they got divorced and he came back to her. So there was a third party involved as well. If you guys have not checked it out yet, I do have the Remove the Third Party course now. It's going to be available in the description box down below. So if you have seen many of my videos, a lot of them do involve a third party, the success stories. I also have success stories where a third party was not involved. There was just no communication or no, no contact from SP, but a lot of them are with third parties involved. So if you guys are going through that, I would definitely recommend watching those videos if you need extra support, or maybe the course, the How to Remove Your Third Party Now course is available on the website. And if you guys don't need, to each their own, right? If you don't need the support, you're just here to watch the video and do it on your own. I support you no matter what. So I'm here just to help you guys. Okay, let's start off. Thank you so much for all your help. Since our last session, I have been consistently spending almost every day and night with my SP. As you know, I dated my SP a few years ago. He was so perfectly matched for me that I felt that we were meant to be. We ended up breaking up, and he proceeded to marry an ex. I was devastated, of course. I ended up finding a Create Your Futures channel and decided to book a session. We had two sessions, and I had stuck with the story that she would leave. About 4 to 5 months later, he reached out and told me she left him. We now spend almost every day and night together. It's at the point where now when he isn't at my place, I relish at my alone time. I never thought I would get to the point where I actually am enjoying the days between when I get to see him. And I tell myself all the time that we have a great balance of togetherness and separateness. And we can't wait to see each other again because we have such a good time together. Thank you so much for helping me through my anxiety and through the thoughts that I now realize created the initial breakup. Things are happening very naturally in the 3D. We are not yet in a fully committed relationship. However, I can't wait to send a part 2 of the success story because I know that everything is headed that way. I have dealt with a lot of anxiety, and part of my manifesting process was to just allow myself to relax and stop worrying. I have worked on accepting myself in any state that I'm in. I'm so excited to schedule my next appointment with you, Ani. Again, thank you so much. Your presence in my life has been such a blessing. Oh, your presence in my life has been a blessing. I appreciate you, and I'm so happy for you. You guys, so again, I'll tell you what was going on with this client. So they were in a relationship. Her self-concept, her doubts, her fears manifested, and they broke up. The SP ended up getting back with an ex, and he ended up marrying that ex. So now he's married, right? We started working together, and she manifested third party out, and SP is now with her. Like, they're literally with each other almost every day, seeing each other every day. She explained to me in our session that like when they don't see each other, it's weird. And like, it's like they're so connected, and so, you know, everything's going towards a committed relationship. And I think they might be even moving in together because they're literally with each other every single day, which is amazing, you guys. She mentioned she had a lot of anxiety and doubtful thoughts, right? And I want to talk about that a little bit because I know, like, I went through that in my manifesting journey. A lot of anxious thoughts, a lot of doubtful thoughts, a lot of fears, getting triggered, what to do, what not to do. And I know a lot of you guys are probably going through that as well, because I think the hardest part in manifesting a relationship and manifesting anything that you really, really want is when the moment arises when you're gonna, like, when you get triggered. And I don't know anybody, you guys, in my clients, in myself, and even in myself, like, I don't know anyone that hasn't been in a situation, like, while they're manifesting SP or money or jobs or whatever, right? Whatever they're manifesting, I don't know anyone that had a smooth road. Like, I don't know anyone that has not reacted, because things come up, they purge out, and I'll explain the purging in a second. Things purge out where it's almost like, it feels like a test, but it's not. It's literally the old story, because it's been so dominant, your old story about the whole situation, about your life, about yourself in general. The old story has been so dominant that, like, it's still there. Like, it's still in your subconscious. It's still like the creating itself over and over again until you go harder in harder with your new story, with your new, you know, your thoughts about yourself, thoughts about the situation. So it's gonna happen. The opportunities, or the 3D's gonna almost put you in a situation where you're gonna get triggered. Okay, I want you guys to know that that's normal. I want you to take it as cool. If it happens, it happens. I'm not going to react. I want you to observe any time that you feel like you're getting triggered, or it's just too much. I just want you to observe that moment. Do not absorb. Observe, observe, observe. Do not absorb. Okay? So we're just going to see it for what it is. Old thoughts, old belief, old patterns are coming up to the surface, to our 3D. We're not going to react to it. Why? Because remember, this is what I used in my very, very first purging explanation, and I'll use it again. So this is our old thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions, right? This is what has been dominant for a very long time in us when it comes to SP, when it comes to whatever, right? It could be like, oh yeah, there's a third party. It could be, oh, they don't make me a priority, whatever. So what happens is, because there's a lag time, right? Because 3D shows up, and then we affirm something new, something we desire rather than what we see. So for what we desire to eventually show up, we got to persist in it, right? So while that 3D stuff is happening, we're not going to really pay attention to it. Let it happen. Let it purge out. Okay, so we're doing all that work, and imagine you're pouring in all this work, right? And I did this in another video, and I did it in one more long time ago, but this helps people, so I'm going to show it again. Okay, what you're pouring in is your desire, is the affirmations, is the new self-concept, new story. So this old stuff has to literally come up and pour out. When it pours out into your 3D, you're not going to get triggered. Why? Because you know, as a conscious creator, you know, as a master manifester, what's to come after that is literally all my desires. It's literally what I've been working towards, right? So we're not going to react. We're not going to create more of the undesired, because that's what happens when you're literally reacting. Okay? And you guys, I want to make this clear again and again and again. It does not matter what circumstances are in your 3D. It doesn't matter. there can be 10,000 people in your way. Your assumption that it's your assumption that they're in your way. There can be 10,000, there could be one, there could be none, there can be so many circumstances, but circumstances do not matter until you, as God of your reality, say it does. So let me give you an example. Like in her situation, I remember she would always say, there's a third party. I don't even know. Like, they weren't even communicating. For those few months, her and I were working together, they weren't even communicating. So she was literally going in with blind faith, just blind faith in herself, in the universe co-creating with her that, you know, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go in, all in, and I'm gonna try it. Whatever happens, happens. Okay, and that's how she went in. And did she have a lot of doubts and fears? Yes, she did, because she's human. We're human. We're all human. This is our 3D, experience, and we're gonna have emotions. We're gonna have reactions. We're gonna have things that trigger us. But what makes you a master manifester? What makes you a creator versus a reactor? Well, how do you control your emotions and your reactions? That's what makes you a master manifester. The more disciplined you are in reacting, the more disciplined you are in thinking before you think. I said it in another video. Think before you think. You know how we say think before you talk or say something? You want to watch what you say before you say it, right? Because you can't really take the words back after you say it. So think before you think before you focus, think before you create something you don't want to. So when a moment happens when you're going to get triggered, you're going to think, do I want more of what's happening right now in my 3D? No, I don't. Then I'm just observing it. I'm not absorbing it. I'm not going to absorb it. You know, when I always say in positive experiences, when I say milk it, literally milk that moment, take all those good emotions, take whatever's happening and just focus on it more and more and more. Well, you don't want to do that in a negative scenario. So you don't want to absorb it like that in a negative scenario. Okay. And you guys might not even realize you are. That's the thing. That's why I always say, think before you think. Ask yourself. The easiest way to do it, or how I do it, is I make it a habit to ask myself multiple times a day, where am I with my thoughts? Where am I with my thoughts? Am I okay? Am I neutral? Am I feeling okay? Am I on top of my thoughts? Do I know what I'm creating? Do I know what I'm, not wanting to create? Or am I just letting everything go on autopilot, just like how I've been all my life, right? Because before you figure out consciously how to create things, you're on autopilot pretty much most of your life. You're just letting those thoughts come in, letting those triggers come in, and you're just entertaining every single thought. And you don't have to. You don't have to do that. So I want you guys to, take this video and claim it for yourselves. If someone did it that had doubts and anxieties and fears, but they still got their manifestation, so can you. I went through the same thing. So many doubts and fears, but I still got my manifestations. And it's like that with everything, with money, with vacations, with SP. You guys can apply this towards anybody in your life or anything. So purging, we mentioned. So what happens with purging is this, and you guys might notice this when you start really affirming a new story. It's almost as if you're affirming this new story, right? And then everything you didn't want to happen, or everything that was your fear and doubt, or just anxious feelings. Why can I not talk today? I don't know what's going on with me. So you notice when you start affirming in the new story, all these old things pop up in your reality, and you're I was definitely not focused on that. I was literally focused on my new story. Why is this stuff coming up to the surface? Why is all this negative stuff coming up? Why did me and SP just fight right now? right? Or why did SP just say, I just want to be friends with benefits, right? When I started affirming the new story. If you guys have experienced this, please comment down below. I want to make this like normal for people, because a lot of people think they're messing up somehow if this is happening. Almost everyone I know doing this has experienced purging, the purging process. So I want you to know it's normal, and I want you to know you better not absorb it. You better not take it in like you're a bad manifester. You better not take it in like you made a mistake, you're doing something wrong. Maybe the affirmations you're saying are incorrect. I don't want you to think that way. I want you to know it's normal. You need to get used to observing just whatever's going on, whatever thoughts are coming into your head. We're just going to look at them, understand where it's coming from. Okay, this is an old thought, belief, patterns, whatever, going forward. Because you're a master manifester, right? You are a master manifester. You do not have time to focus on things that you don't desire. You don't have time. Because focus is precious. It's so precious. Like, would you spend money on something you didn't want? Right? Like, let's say you're going into, we're precious, right? Okay. We're going into like Louis Vuitton. Let's just say. Would you spend like $1,000 on a purse that you want, or like a belt that you want, or on one that you didn't want? You wouldn't spend something like precious, like money, or focus on something you don't want, right? So why, and I know why, I'll tell you why, but I'm just saying, why would you spend it on undesired 3D to recreate it over again and then find yourself in that situation over and over again? I'll tell you why. Because it's conditioning. We have been conditioned to just think on autopilot. Whatever thoughts come to our mind, we're going to absorb them. We're going to take them in. We're going to try to control every single aspect of our life. But you don't need to control anything in 3D. Everything is internal. You are your most powerful self when you're focusing on your thoughts and feelings alone. Thoughts, beliefs, feelings. If you can control that, you don't have to change anything in 3D. You don't have to manipulate anyone, anything. You don't have to do any of it. This is not manipulation. This is you and your inner thoughts. What are your beliefs about SP? What are your beliefs about your life? What are your beliefs about relationships in general? What are your beliefs about love? What are your beliefs about money? Anything. It's your beliefs. You are the root. You are the root of everything. And if you want to practice this, you guys, literally just sit down and write down what you want to see in random things. Like we always mention it in all of our videos, a list of mini manifestations. Start working on mini manifestations. Start seeing how specifically you create. Start seeing how specifically you create and start controlling it. You intend, you see evidence, you see how it played out, you go back in, you get more specific. Get more specific, get the evidence, see how it plays out. You don't like it, or you like it, you leave it. You don't like it, you go in more specifically. It's like custom, like you're born, you're on this earth, you're in this physical reality to literally experience your power of manifestation, to experience your power of conscious creation. And don't just take my word for it, like literally experiment with it. Because I want you guys all to win. I want you guys all to succeed. So if you guys have experienced that purging, please comment down below. Let's share it. Let's show everybody that it's normal. It's normal to have those, things come out in 3D. It's normal. Like if you have got it, just observed it, let it go, and you got your manifestation, comment down below. Almost every single one of my success stories, you guys, have had something weird and different show up in 3D, which would, in 3D world, it would indicate it's not working. But they still got their manifestation. So please don't use your logic. Like when you see something and you're like, oh my God, logically, like this means I wouldn't get my manifestation. Please don't use your logic and make it mean you're not going to get your manifestation, because everything is that neutral. The minute you say, oh, you see, I'm not going to get my manifestation because this happened, you're literally creating it to not happen because you just added a circumstance. Does that make sense? We make so many rules. We have so many limiting beliefs, you guys. Like, for example, a lot of people think they have to work specific hours in a week to make a specific amount of money. Or a lot of people think for SP, like, you know, you just have to fit what SP described as their type. And if you don't, it's never going to work out. Limiting belief. Or if it's a long distance relationship, it's never going to work out, because my limiting belief is not mine. I'm just saying, like, as an example, but because long distance relationships never work out, so why would this one work out? There's so many limiting beliefs that we don't even realize we have, and it's all because we're just trying to use logic. We're just trying to figure out everything in 3D. But why are you trying to maneuver around circumstances when you can literally just be like, that circumstance doesn't matter. This is how I'm going to create my story where this circumstance doesn't matter. Okay, you guys? So happy for this success story. She literally went from no contact for months, or maybe even years. She went from no contact to third party removed. SP contacted her. SP is now literally with her every single day, and they're the happiest they've ever been. And she's ready to send me a success story number 2, because they're going to be in a committed relationship and move in together. Like, I'm so happy. You guys, every time you guys send in these types of stories, like, it makes my day, it makes my week, it makes my year, because I want everyone to win. I want everyone to feel how powerful they really are. And if you guys are interested in the Remove the Third Party Now course, it's my new course. It's going to be in the link in the description box down below. I intend every single one of you sees movement in their 3D reality. I intend every single one of you are patient, are confident. I intend every single one of you really realize how powerful you are. I intend every one of you remove all limiting beliefs and doubts and fears and start living your best life. I will see you guys in another video, and I appreciate all of you.